All right, here we go. Morning, everybody. Part 2 of grid method. Turn that off. There we go. All right, cool. Okay, so this is where we left off yesterday. So yesterday you have we drew a grid with a ballpoint pen on your reference that you printed out, and it was 1-inch squares. Okay, perfect 1-inch squares. Okay, and some people some of you got a little confused about inches. Okay, I'm using this triangular ruler, and it's got some measurement other than inches, but you want to make sure you're using inches, okay? And some of you were not careful and making sure that each of your marks was exactly on the inch. So you have to literally lean over and get your eyeballs on that inch mark right there, okay? And you got to get your pen, but we figured it out, okay? Some of you have to redo it. You got to get it exactly on that inch mark and make the dash on your paper, okay? Exactly an inch, not kind of an inch. You have to lean over, okay? And get your eyes on that. Okay, so we did that yesterday. So today what we're going to do is we are going to, because we have this a perfect grid of 1-inch squares that we've drawn out. And we talked about subdividing very important parts like the eyes, the nose, the mouth. So we did the 1-inch squares, then we used our ruler and we divided the 1-inch squares into half-inch squares. Like this is half-inch squares, this is half-inch squares, and then this part right here, you're gonna need it, and this is like 1/8 inch, quarter-inch squares, right here, because there's a lot of detail here. We want to place things correctly, and you're going along. Some of you, this is your first time. You don't know how to do this, which is fine, but all will be revealed. Okay. So what we're going to do now over here is we are going to draw 1-inch squares over here now. We did them over here. We're going to now do them over here. And they need to be perfect, okay? You can't have them kind of perfect, kind of. They got to be perfect 1-inch squares, okay? So what I got to do is I got to move my board here. And Joey's here to help us morning, to help us out with drawing perfect 1-inch squares.
Is that what we're doing?
We're doing the grid method, yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let me zoom in here. Now, I wanna show you guys, I'm gonna zoom in really close. And we're gonna go to the bottom of the page here. The bottom of our drawing first, and check it out, look. So I have that 0, not the end of the ruler, but wherever there's an inch mark, I could put that 0 there. I could put, there's my 1-inch mark, okay? Perfectly lined up. Then I take my pencil and I lightly, not hard, light pressure, a little vertical dash. Exactly on the 1-inch mark. Okay, and then I move over another inch. And now you're going to see the back of my head for a second. I'm going to make sure this is lined up perfectly. Okay, now I line that up perfectly on there. And I'm going to make another little vertical dash. And then I do another inch. Okay, vertical dash, very lightly. Okay, so now we have going across the bottom, we have these short vertical dashes at the bottom. Perfectly incremented at 1 inch. Any questions? And now we do it at the top. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing at the top. Place our ruler towards the top here. Line up the inch. And I'm going to... Got to getting in the way of the camera a little bit, but... Got to make sure that they are... Boom. Okay, so now I have... That's an inch, that's an inch, that's an inch. Exactly an inch. Okay? So we got that. Then we take our ruler, or our straight edge, ruler in this case, and we line up those dashes, and very lightly, light pressure. See, I'm holding the pencil in the back. Light pressure. We draw these straight lines. Okay. And we do the same thing the other way. So then we turn our paper. Okay. And we do the same thing. 1 inch increments going across. So 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Now, we're using the grid method here, and with this method, you can scale up your drawing or your painting. And in this case, we are... So there you go. See, let me zoom in. There are my vertical dashes going all the way across perfectly. 1 inch is 1 inches across. Okay. And the grid method with this, let's say you can do this with your own drawing. Like in this case, we're using a reference photo that you've chosen. You can do this. You can create a drawing and do this with your own drawing, and scale it up larger. So we have 1 inch squares here. We have 1 inch squares here. Watercolor paper, not drawing paper, sir. And you could, so we have 1 inch squares here. So if you wanted to paint your drawing or this photo on a wall, let's say, you could make 1 foot squares on a wall and make this huge, or to scale it up, double it if you want to make something twice the size on a larger piece of a larger canvas or watercolor paper or panel or whatever. Okay. The hood of your car. That'd be kind of rad. That would be. Okay, so let's go to the bottom here. And we're going to make our 1 inch dashes, vertical dashes going across the bottom. Thank you so much. Tyler, thank you. And then we are going to very lightly and gently draw, line these up. Do not let the ruler move or become crooked as you draw these lines. Okay, don't let that move. You gotta move it, line it up, push down, draw that light line. Okay? So now we have our grid. I'm going to move these now like so. And our next, I'm going to give you guys a chance to finish that up. Then we will do the next thing. Remember, we are, just a friendly reminder, we are subdividing where the eyes are, where the nose is, where the mouth is. We are subdividing those 1-inch squares into half-inch squares. And where there's a lot of detail, like you can see where I'm pointing right now, right here, 1/4-inch squares. And this one you can do freehand if you feel confident and you got a steady hand. So, for example, as you guys are finishing this up on the right, I will show you this on the left. Let's subdivide this area of the nose, which has a lot of detail here. So I've already divided this into half-inch squares, half-inch, 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 half-inch. So I'm just going to freehand this with my ballpoint pen here, not a pencil. And I'm just going to divide that in half and divide that in half. Okay? Because that has a lot of detail. So I'm going to divide that up. Now, I'm not telling you to subdivide the hair, because hair you can get away with not having it perfect and exact. Okay? But a portrait, we want to do that. All right. But I have a feeling that doesn't matter. Let's see. Okay, so let's zoom out on that. Who needs time on drawing this out on the right still? Raise your hand. You need time to do this grid on the right on the watercolor paper. Okay. I'll give you guys a couple more minutes, like 1 or 2 more minutes. Couple, 2.
No, 2 years ago. Never mind.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Is this right? Is this grid right? It looks right. Yeah, so I just have Joey help.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we're going to do. Hey guys. Shh. No talking, please. Pay attention. We're going to use the ballpoint pen and we're going to use the pencil. Okay? Over here with the ballpoint pen, on our reference, okay, we're going to use the ballpoint pen. On our duplicate, we're going to use the pencil. Okay? So there you go. There's a visual for you. We're going to number this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Across the top. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now your numbers may be different than mine. Okay, along the right side. And on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I have. Yours, you'll have a different number, possibly, okay? Because we all have a different portrait. Then over here on the paper, very lightly, 1, 2, 3, 4, going across the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, going across the bottom. And once again, we are doing this lightly because we're going to erase this in the end. After we draw this portrait on here, we are going to erase the grid, erase the numbers. Okay, that's why we are drawing these lightly. You hear that? I'm going to say that again. When we are done drawing this portrait over here, from our reference to the watercolor paper, okay, and we're going to do a line drawing. Write that down on your reference paper. Write down line drawing only. Put a little bullet point there. And then another bullet point. No shading. Underline that. Underline that. And I'm going to zoom in because it's important. We are doing a line drawing only. No shading. What are we doing? Okay.
What are we doing, class?
Go. Okay, no shading. All right. Because we are going to paint this with acrylic paint, you guys are going to learn how to use acrylic paint, which is, in my opinion, one of the most versatile paints. So, and a little bonus, it's waterproof. So, now let's number this over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so now, why are we doing these numbers here? Okay? Well, why are we doing a grid method? Why are we painting? Because this is an art class. And this is a standard in art to learn how to paint. So that's why I'm teaching you how to paint with physical paint. If you can paint with physical paint, you can paint with digital paint. Not vice versa. Because digital is not a physical thing. That's my experience. Okay? Physical paint is different than digital paint. Digital, you're just moving electricity, light particles around, and it's not physical, a actual thing that you manipulate with a brush, and it's totally different. Okay. So that's why we're doing that. Anyway. No explanation needed, maybe. They're just like, can I just get an A? Anyway, this class is for everybody. People who just want A's, people who want to learn. So, just a little tidbit of my mindset when I went to college. There was no internet. It was barely even a thing. Like, I went to Cal State Long Beach and through their art program, and I went to college because I wanted to learn how to do art. I didn't care what my grade was, but I had drive and motivation because I was like, dude, I want to learn the tricks. I want to learn how to do art and all this stuff in the art world. I want to learn more. So, you know, you guys have all this stuff. Like, you can just go on the internet and learn whatever you want by practicing it. Like, it's free, you know, especially in the art world. And if you want to learn it, it's there. Instead, we binge watch television shows. So, but, all right, that's for another day. All right, so now we have our grid over here. We have our reference over here. Is everybody at this point? Is anybody not at this point? Raise your hand. Like, who needs a couple more minutes to get the measurements done, put the numbers on the side and at the top? Okay, so I'll give you guys like 5 more minutes, okay? And then we are going to start drawing very lightly. So I'll set a timer for 5 minutes, and then we'll get going. And then, does anybody, who needs help out there? Does anybody need help out there? Raise your hand if you need help, assistance from me or Joey. No? Okay. So I'll see you guys. Who will set a timer for 5 minutes? Because you got it? Okay. Set a timer for 5 minutes, and then we'll get going on that. All right. Here we go.
And timer starts. Meow.
Oh. So next period is screen printing.
Yes.
And then we got the mural. Yeah. He was like hoping you would get it. Did you know?
I even went for it.
I'm wrapping it. You wrapped it there?
Yeah.
A little bit, but yeah. Oh yeah. We're just gonna line by line. So ballpoint pen. So we keep track. You guys got to number the drawing and you got to number your reference. I'm like, I don't even know if I have an Abby. I think that's in, I think striking. Come on. That's Addie's and strikers. Hold on. Oh, Abigail. Oh, yeah, Abigail. Hold on, hold on. Abby.
She's not in trouble, and I just
Yeah,
need
yeah,
her-
yeah,
I
just-
just need her for a couple minutes.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Okay, so you guys got everything numbered, right? Doing that. Doing that. Erase all this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna grab the ruler now.
Well, we don't have to. You just know that. This side. So remember that side. Right there. You have 8 here, you have 7. Where do you go? Just make sure you don't think. Okay. And you're good. You got to number this. You numbered all that. You got to number this. So instead of okay. It's however, whatever your first thing you do is not this. First thing you do is that's not one story. You already messed up. Okay, and this is like expensive paper. So you don't need to do that. So when you do it, for example, you can't be random. Exactly. Look, I'm leaning over so I can see. You know what I'm saying? It has to be exactly. But your work is good like this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So your eraser is ballpoint pen up front. You gotta grid this out first. This is down too. Take it on. Alright? Let's bring it down to this little switch right there. I got 7 here. Yeah, it's a little wrong. So you need the, I want to use a ballpoint pen. Okay. So ballpoint pen to grid this. And I want it to grid. Ballpoint pens are up here. You guys, remember, for those of you that are behind, okay, hold on. Let me get more. Joey's right here.
Okay, thank you.
Ballpoint pens are. You gotta grid it out with a ballpoint pen on your reference. Number across and number down as well. Yeah, number all the sides. Yes, number all the sides. Number all the sides. Number here, also. All the sides, not just 2 sides. Markers? Just walk around, checking your guys' work, making sure you're caught up, catching up. You gotta number all the, but don't number the lines, remember the space. One, no, remember the line. Number the space. That doesn't matter. Because what we're doing is we're identifying the space.
Yeah, so my paper size is like kind of weird, so I kind of have to like
So you'll get caught up, just take it home, put it in your backpack, watch the video, alright? Did the timer go off? I think it's been 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so get back at it. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to start doing our line drawing. So I was walking around and somebody said, hey, I didn't see what your writing was here, but here's the writing that I put down here. And this is important. A line drawing only. Okay, that means we are not going to be shading this drawing. No shading. Okay, line drawing only. Now, what we do need to do is this. Write this down as well. We are going to, and I'm going to zoom in here, and I want you to write this down on your reference photo. Number 1, write this down. Identify shapes. Hey, Al, we should close that door.
Yeah.
Joey's got it. Of values. Okay? Identify shapes of values. Underline that. Write that down. That's why I'm pausing. What does that mean? And I'm going to explain. What values are there? In art, values does not mean dollars. It does not mean like a price of something. In art, values means dark values, medium values, and light values. Write that down. This is review. This is what we did with the still life when we were drawing that. Still life. Okay? Shapes. When you guys think of shapes, you're thinking circle, square, rectangle, triangle. Okay? In art, we're not just thinking those types of shapes. We're thinking organic shapes as well, which basically they can curve and move. They can be straightish. They can be curvish. Okay? So write that down. And write that down. Line drawn only, no shading. We're going to identify shapes of values. And number 2, we're going to go 1, draw big shapes, then medium shapes, then small shapes. Okay. And we can bounce between these. It doesn't have to be, we can bounce between drawing big, medium, small, and because I sometimes do that, but we can bounce between drawing big, medium, and small shapes, okay? All right. So let's zoom out here. And then if you're right-handed, put your reference on your left. If you're left-handed, put your reference on your right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to outline. We're going to draw an outline. Okay, cool. We got like 10 minutes. So this is our first shape. This is our largest shape. Check this out. Look up here. Don't look down at anything else. So we're going to start here on the left side. We're going to move up. We're going to go around. See, now watch my pencil. I'm not touching the drawing. I just want you to see what I'm looking at. I'm going around here, around the hair, around. This is the biggest shape that we're going to draw first. It's going to come down and we're going to go boom like that. So we're going to draw that shape. How do we draw that shape? What I like to do is I do this. Now I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold this over, okay? So I can get my reference really close to my drawing. Okay, this is my drawing, or this is your drawing, and this is your reference, okay? So then we go like this. We have these numbers. We have these numbers here, and we go, and we're going to draw lightly. So let's write that down. Draw lightly. Light pressure. Okay? Draw lightly. Light pressure. Okay? We don't want to be pushing down, because what we're going to do is we are going to be erasing the grid, erasing the drawing as we paint. Well, actually, we're not going to erase the drawing. We're going to leave it. We want a light pencil drawing. Okay, let me try to zoom in a little bit more here so you guys can see. Now, this first part is going to be pretty easy, meaning, I don't know. I shouldn't say it's going to be easy. I should say the whole thing is a little time consuming, and that's what art is. It's time consuming, but it is, and not but, it is time consuming and it is rewarding. Okay, so we're going to go into square number 6 because that is where the shoulder starts. Your shoulder will start in another, maybe it doesn't start in 6, maybe it starts in 7, maybe it starts in 5. I don't know where it starts. Okay, maybe you don't have a shoulder in 6. Okay, I don't know what's in, but you're going to start from the left side and go to the right side. So here I'm at 6, right? And I'm about, and I got to start this line right here in this location. I got to start it over here, over there. So where is this? I go, here's about the halfway mark on this line here. Here's the halfway mark. This shoulder starts above that. So then I go, okay, this goes up here and then it ends right here. So it starts right here and it goes up to here. It goes up to right here. And in my mind, I'm going, where's the halfway mark? Where's the halfway mark in that square? Because the halfway mark will help guide you Did you ever do this?
Yeah.
In college?
It's
Yeah.
fun.
The grid method?
Actually, never. Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Yeah. So it comes up. This method is great because it helps train your eyes to see shapes and to see values and detail. It really helps your brain think in an artistic way of looking at things and thinking of them as shapes and not things. And so now I've got up to this part, okay? And what I like to do is I like to keep my finger on on the square in which I'm working. And then I go, okay, now I'm in square number 5. What's in square number 5? Here to here. From there, this line from there to there is in square number 5. And it's really close to the edge. So this is in square number 5. And then we're going to move up. What's in square number 4? That one was pretty like non-threatening, you know, like there we go. So now we go up to square number 4. And I might need it from time to time, like right now, I'm going to go like this and I'm going to divide this in half with my ballpoint pen so it can help me more. And then I'll divide this in half really lightly with my pencil over here. Okay. And I think I'm as zoomed in as I can be. And that's looking pretty good on the screen. Okay, cool. So I got this line right here, this edge right there. This is an edge. And I got that coming up like so. And I got this little triangular piece of hair there. And then I'm going up into this next square right here. So I keep my finger there. And then I go, there's that little bit of ear. And then this hair comes outward about right here. And then it goes up into this section in 4. Okay. And then, now I'm finding that what I need when I'm doing this is I need to subdivide each of these 1-inch squares. And that's very helpful. So I'm going to subdivide. See, I'm not measuring it, but I'm just eyeballing, breaking up the space, okay? And then I'm going to move up here. And here's this hair going like this and going like this. And then I'm going to move up. So we're just going around the we're making a big outline of our character or our portrait here. And I want to make sure that this is tall enough. So I'm going to go, okay, there's the halfway mark there. There's the halfway mark there. And I'm out of screen. So I'm going to move this up so you guys can see. There we go. It's always helpful if you can see. So now I'm in square 2, 1. And I'm going to divide that in half with my pencil. And divide that in half with my pencil. And I had you guys print this out about half the size of the sheet of paper. Some of you printed out larger. I did ask you to print it out about half the size so we could learn the same amount and it not be so time consuming. Some of you printed it out bigger, but we'll get it done. It's all good. Okay, so now this is halfway. The hair ends about here. That comes down. Got my finger right there. And as you're doing this, you know, it takes concentration, it takes focus. It's a different way of thinking. I need a little help here, so I'm gonna subdivide this to 2, 4. I'm on 2, 4 now. Subdivide this. I'm in 3, 4. Got my finger on 3, 4. I've subdivided 4, 4. So I'm in I'm in this quadrant of 4, 4. Now, what I'm going to do here I'm in this quadrant of 4, 4, this upper left quadrant of, be nice if you could see. So there we go. And let's move this over so we can, Until tomorrow.
Great job, class.
We're done.